Anyways, the Tomoe saga continues. Still the pre-recording arc. Isn't it fun? Anyways, we're gonna get into this. This is part 2 to the previous one. If you haven't seen the previous one, check that one first. I think he's gonna elaborate still what's going on, but usually as Ref does. Also, please consider liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. Or you could watch the previous Ref video, right? Or just this Ref video, right? The link is in the description, as usual, right? It's always... By the way, before anybody asks, everything is always in the description. The channel of the video that I reacted to, the video itself. Always. Just saying. Because here and there I get complaints. Bro, put it in the description. It's always in the description. You're just not looking. Anyways, we're gonna go into this. I think it's gonna explain everything. If not, that is okay too, but here we go. This is a ref video. Reddit is fuming about this patriotic VTuber encouraging more hatred towards her. Yeah, Reddit. As usual. As if that doesn't surprise us at all anyways. Regardless, we'll go in. For those of you who do not know, Tomoe is a, military tomboy horse girl VTuber. It literally says there, right? And, yeah, she's been receiving harassment for, quote-unquote, silently complying. Which means she's just not political. But to these people, remember, to these people, if you're not, for them or against them, you're still against them. Silence means compliance, as we have checked the last time. Anyways, regardless, we'll go in.
Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So today we're doing a follow-up to yesterday's video where we talked about the VTuber named Tomoe Omari, a military tomboy horse girl VTuber. I know that's a mouthful, but this VTuber was being canceled for being apolitical. That's right, people were mad.
Well, I wouldn't call it canceled. I wouldn't use canceled. That's not the word I'd use. It was one singular mentally ill individual that did it. Basically, he essentially just said that basically she should be offed for not saying anything. Then later he just made a video. The video got mass dislike because, well, obviously he's just wrong. And yeah, he's just been weirdly obsessed with her. It's interesting. It really is interesting. Obviously, we know these people, right? We know these people. It's not surprising.
Mad at this individual for wanting to keep politics out of their streams. Now, this individual in particular is not only a patriot, someone who loves her country, but is also an active U.S. military member. And of course, combine all those things, it makes people very mad. But recently they would confirm their opinion on things, saying that they are apolitical and that they don't want to address politics in their streams. They want their streams to be a form of escapism, something to get away from politics that are being shoved in people's faces pretty much at every corner of their life. In fact, they also acknowledge that people are mad about this stance.
These people are treating politics like religion, which is really interesting, right? These people. Not Tomoe, but like these other people. These mentally ill individuals that essentially want to off you for not saying anything. Isn't that crazy? Like I said, if you watch the previous one, you'll understand. Regardless, she's right. Best case scenario would be, we wouldn't be talking about politics in VTubing. Best case scenario, right? But of course we have to because, well, again, I only talk about politics if it is brought up, right? Against me, for example, or like, right? I'm mostly just an observer and sometimes comment on it, but right? I believe that the problem is that was saying, yeah, VTubers shouldn't be political. In a utopia, that would work out. However, since whether or not you say anything, you're gonna get put into one or two, like in one or the other camp. At this point, I feel like, you know, I'm just gonna be honest about what I believe, and that's it, right? That's how I see it, right? I'm just gonna be honest about what I believe, because if I don't say anything, they're still gonna put me right on the... They're basically like, agree with me or Nazi. Whether you actually say something or not doesn't matter. Well, that's practically how it is. At least that was for the delusional rat VTuber. in the previous one.
To the point of issuing death threats. Now enter the antagonist of yesterday's video, Moemi, a rat-themed VTuber, which seems very fitting given everything.
Yeah, that is... Wow. The jokes write themselves at this point.
We talked about yesterday, but this person made a very, I think, not so subtle threat by basically saying this horse-themed VTuber needs to be...
Yeah, this is almost practically... This is really close to just being a threat of violence, right? Turn this industry plant horse into glue, I'm so for real. Like, this is just literally... to
be put into the...
It's just literally, sorry. It's just literally taken... Like, if you take this at a very face value, right, he's not part of her community, right? He just isn't, right? So this joke could be very much taken as either a threat of violence, right? Or like a wish for her to die. If you take it very literally, that's the problem.
Glue factory because they want to be apolitical. Yeah, but they had a lot more to say in a recent stream. I just want to give you a taste in case you missed yesterday's video. This is what we're dealing with here.
The fence sitting is cringe and actually is harmful. Yeah, but they don't see it as that because, again, fence sitting is what gets these people money. If you fence sit, you will get money. Why would anyone want to hear the harsh reality of the world when you could plug up your ears like a coward? Which Tomo is. Tomo is a coward.
Ah, yes, right. I said that this last time. The woman in the military is a coward. Interesting. Spoiler, he's Canadian, so if you're an American, just saying, then this is very interesting to sit here, right? If you are an American, right? I'm German, so that is not something I can say, but like, right? Canadians profit from like being close to the US, right? Bordering the US as they are being essentially protected by them. I find that very ironic and very funny.
Just want to make that abundantly clear. So you become a coward. You don't want to challenge any ideas. You don't want to stand up for anything. And
the funny part is he says this even though he does not, like, even though it is very clear that Tomo might not be able to even say some things, right? She's in the military. She may not be able to say some things, right? Whether she's pro-ICE or against ICE, right, doesn't matter. She's in the military. She can't say specific things, right? They are limited to what they can say. It's like funny that it doesn't go into his head. Honestly, it's just weird.
Get people like you see in that reply section, and you see how she replies to other people. She's a clown. She's a clown, and she's my personal jester at this point. She's getting dog-dicked by a Canadian that put her...
It's just a single, sad, little, lonely man. Just a single, sad, little, lonely man. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. He's like acting like he's a Tomo's final boss, but like, no. No, you're not. She has not she's barely acknowledged your existence. Because it's nonsense. All of it. The entire thing is just nonsense.
Shit to light again, and everyone is rightfully criticizing her.
Bro must live in a bubble. Like a big bubble. What do you mean, everyone? Like I said the last time, I'm just repeating myself here. No one is criticizing her except you and Reddit. And we can't take Reddit serious because it's just like a circle of hell anyways.
Someone said she doesn't deserve hate. She's not getting enough. Because I think that's a miserable...
Because he literally just said, yes, harass her. And again, I'm not saying you should harass him. Obviously not. But I also can't stop you.
Person hiding behind her flag, and she's using it more as a shield than something to be actually patriotic about.
So in addition to that struggle session, this VTuber would upload a video on Tomoe, basically reiterating their position that if you are apolitical, even if you're an active service member, you're a coward, you're all these bad things. And as you can see, this video is going really well. It has 92 likes.
It has way more than before. Jesus. Jeez. Okay, well, like the last time I saw it was at like 164. Now it's at 941. Well, well. It is definitely Jover. My man is no longer becoming a big VTuber. And I say that as essentially somebody who's failed. Isn't that funny? Well, technically I started a year ago, but regardless. Interesting. Yeah, I did my part. I did my part in these dislikes. There's 92 people who agree with this idiot. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that insane?
And 941 dislikes, a 10% like to dislike ratio, an absolute disaster. Like, I hope the 4.4k views were worth it. It's not. But since
not only are they not worth it, right? So here's the thing. He did this just for the love of the game at this point, right? He just did this for the love of the game. Because here's something, for those of you who do not know how this works. First of all, he has no ads on this channel, right? You need 1,000 subs, you need 3,000 watch hours, I think. Or like 10 million short views in like an entire year, right? That's a thing. First thing. He did this for the love of the game. Honestly. Respect for that. He just did it for the love of the game. Because he got nothing out of this. Nothing. Zero. None. Didn't even delete the video or private it or unlist it. Nothing. It seems he has done this for the love of the game because he get nothing from this. I think it was like a 317 subs. Though I highly doubt anybody subbed to him from this video. And if so, then just do massive dislike every following video at this point. But like, wait, what can you say? What can you say? It's very obvious. 10%, cool.
My video yesterday, they have turned the comments off. They don't even want feedback. And I'm sorry for the extended screenshot here. I stand by everything that's been recommended to me. Diesel patches, great. Leaflet with put them in the box, banger. And I got a cameo in that, great video.
Yeah, I don't watch that much Diesel patches or Empathy Enjoyer. I occasionally watch Smash. Obviously, I watch Leaflet. I love Leaflet. She's great. And a fellow slime, which is great.
Corn, awesome. And more stuff dunking on iDubbbz, great. And Smash JT talking about the advanced situation involving me and my wife. Which, by the way, I watched to completion. Where is the red bar? YouTube is being very sketchy. But since then, Tomoe has reacted by saying, "Bro, this horse is not listening." Good response. And then,
Where are the ears? Anyways, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Absolutely, definitely. Yeah, don't even name him. It would have been better if you didn't even acknowledge his existence at all. That would have been even better. But yeah, you're not making anybody seethe with rage, honestly. We're just, right? Oh, it just made you mad. You're seething. It's like, no, I'm pointing at you and I'm laughing. Because you are retarded. I'm pointing at you and laughing. I do not take you seriously at all. I think nobody takes you seriously at all. We're not laughing, like, we're not angry, we're laughing at you. Get into your head. Delulu is not the Salulu. Crazy.
Moemi said when the brat makes people seethe with rage, and then once again locks the comments, no one can respond. This happens a lot where people think like they're getting some sort of an own. Dude, people are not seething. People are making fun of you because you tried to start a fight with a bigger VTuber and it blew up in your face. You didn't get the attention you wanted. You got attention, don't worry. But it's not.
There were people who essentially are against, right? Because like this is all about ice, right? Pretty much, right? There were people who are against ice shitting on this dude for being retarded. Funny. Really funny. even the people that even the people technically who are on his side don't like him. What else do you have to say? What else can you say here? Get fucked.
Not the attention you wanted. No one's supporting you at all. You might have like 5 people seal clapping in support of your weird standoff against someone for being apolitical, but no, people are not impressed with what you're doing. In fact, if you were confident about what happened, you wouldn't be.
Tomo just wants to be an entertainer, which is fully understandable, which technically is the right thing to do, right? It is the right thing to do. I'm saying I'm obviously guilty of engaging in politics, but it is the right thing to do. And she is absolutely doing the right thing. She's just being a VTuber, playing a role as the military tomboy horse girl VTuber, military Uma, and that's it.
Blocking the replies, right? But of course, things are a little bit different on Reddit. Reddit is always fascinating. It's a fascinating space as a VTuber because any sort of common sense, any sort of...
I mean, it's funny, right? If I'm aware, like, Reddit VTuber stuff for Reddit is really interesting because, like, it's, like, so toxic and weird. And also, like, I think, like, Ironmouse got banned from her own subreddit, which is really interesting. It's, like, weird. It's just odd. It just is.
Rationality. It flies out the window when you go to Reddit. Reddit...
Same goes for Blue Sky. Blue Sky is not different, right? Anybody remember the VTuber hit list? Anybody remember that? Well, like, a bunch of people had nothing to do. Like, even Shy Lily was on the VTuber hit list. I'm like, huh? How does that make sense? Forget it. It feels like VTubing attracts mental illness, and I'm actually... People say, like, it's bad that there's so much politics in VTubing, but I'm actually glad that there's more and more VTubers who, like, stand up for themselves and actually say their opinion, just fight back, right? Leaflet, Powder, Banana Juju, well, Ref, Strop, me, a lot of others like Celeste, generally other Christian VTubers do quite a lot, right? What else? Who else? There's a bunch of other, right? Kitsu is rational, Rosie is rational, right? There's a bunch of VTubers who are like super rational, right? It's just generally very interesting to see that, right? And then on the other side, you have like some insane and delusional people who are like, oh, if you don't agree with me, die. That's what we're at. Like a bunch of, like, right? Like, remember when Kitsu essentially made like her tweet pro men tweet, and like people were absolutely losing their shit over it. Even VTubers being like having like a majority male audience, but then being misandrist. Very interesting.
It is filled with some of the most ridiculous people. So, as posted here, decided to check the opinion of the subreddit VTuber drama on a hit piece video.
I don't trust Kenny. I don't trust Kenny at all. He has some interesting takes, let's just say that.
On Tomoe, and the replies were insane. They called her a grifter and a nationalist, meat-riding, echoing conservative talking points. Also, they hate her inherently for being active duty. So here's a screenshot with several replies saying, Tomo seems like a grifter and loser.
That's like the funny thing, right? They hate her for being an active... Like I said, see? In the last video I said, they hate her specifically because she's in the military. They would also hate her if she was not an active duty, right? They would also hate her if she was a veteran. They would hate her if she worked in the police. They would hate her if she were in anything law enforcement, like anything in that category, right? That's what I'm saying. These people hate you as inherently for even what you do as a job. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that... It's also like funny, right? It's also like funny. So they are against military. I wonder how they would react if like we just abolished the military completely and like Russia would just stand right in front of their doorsteps, right? Or like, right, Russia would be like ridiculous, right? They would come from Alaska. That's a bit crazy, but like China would just like come with like massive amounts of soldiers, going into the U.S. Would they still be chill about this? Would they still say, "Oh yes, fuck the military"? I wonder. I wonder how that would go. I wonder. I would love to put them. I would love to see them in a war scenario, and then ask for no military. I would love for them to have that to happen. Not because I want to see these people suffer, but just like the situation they're in, what they would do. Interesting.
In some of her clips about Canada, I suggest anyone trying to defend her to stop the mental gymnastics and realize crappy people come in all shapes and sizes. Being objective, she is a fence-sitting nationalist meat rider that only echoes conservative slop talking points and never dares to give criticism to the government she loves. To her, not loving your country 100% to the time means you don't truly love where you're from.
They're making up things up in their head, right? And get angry about these things. Tomoe has never stated that she is 100% of the time, stands 100% of the time behind her country. We don't know her political stance particularly. Is it more likely that she might be conservative because she's in the military? Yeah, sure. Sure, there's a chance, right? But she's never said it. So you don't know. You are schizophrenic. You are listening to the voices in your head. Take your meds. She never said anything like that. She doesn't even, like, she never said anything like that. All the criticism here is she never said anything like that. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Funny.
Now, what's crazy is people like this on Reddit, they provide zero support. I know that's shocking, guys. I cannot believe that a Reddit thread is providing no source for what they're claiming. But yeah, this person is basically...
It's even scarier if you look at what sources OpenAI uses, then you realize most of it is just Reddit. Isn't that funny? ChatGPT is just a Redditor. Anyways.
saying Tomoe is a conservative grifter because she wants to be apolitical and made jokes about Canada. Interesting.
I better not see a single one of these ever made a joke about invading another country, right? I want to see no France jokes, by the way, right? No France jokes, like France needs to disappear or something like that. No UK jokes, no Israel jokes, no any of these jokes. Because you gotta be consistent. You gotta be consistent. If a joke about invading Canada is offensive to you, so are these other three. So are the other country you make a joke about, right? I make a joke about invading Poland. Right? These people would hate me for that. Probably. Who knows? Right? Because I'm German and, like, you know the history. It's just interesting. It's just interesting. Again, these people make up facts about others in their head that don't exist and get angry about them. That's not mental illness. I don't know what is.
Here's some more comments saying, active service in the military. Yeah, keep sending her hate. Ooh, shiver me timbers. She might get some more down dutes on Reddit thanks to this person.
Every time somebody gets unjustifiably hate, the one just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. The one that gets hated on just gets more power, more reach, more people that love them, more people that enjoy their content. There was a VTuber who was essentially cancelled by the German VTubing space, right? And she now reactivated the account, just saying, you know what, fuck you, I'm no longer I'm saying what I believe, and that's that. She's bigger than she was before. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Isn't this funny? So by the way, I did say nothing crazy, which is funny, right? Just again disagreeing with trans people. The classic, right? It's just interesting. It's just interesting. Every time some sort of boycott is supposed to happen, they fail miserably at it. Every single time.
They're right, though. Tomoe sucks. Actual garbage individual. I'm a recruitment tool for a branch of the regime killing people. This is a totally neutral action. When did any of that happen, by the way? Did any of that actually happen?
Never. Never. This never happened. We don't even know what she does. Do we know what she does in the military? I don't even know what she does. Honestly. Again, my problem is with a lot of VTubers is that I can't watch them because when they're streaming, it's like in the middle of the night, so I'm like always cooked. It's that, but it is the case. But let me know if she ever said anything, what she actually does. I'm not curious now. I'm curious.
Crazy stuff, but let's go to Reddit. This is their reception of the video. A reminder that the video made by Moemi has a 10% like to dislike ratio. And they got clowned on so hard that they literally removed the ability to
4 minutes and 2 seconds of the pro ice horse getting absolutely cooked by a Moemi rat. When has she ever said this? When has she ever? Wait, but it's by Soft Tendo. Hold up. Isn't that guy like a weirdo? If I'm not wrong, I think. When has she ever said that? They get mad about people that don't exist.
reply on the video. And yet, 20 hours ago on the VTuber drama subreddit, they said this: 4 minutes and 2 seconds of the pro ice horse getting absolutely cooked on by Moemi rats. Citation needed. Where was the point where they were getting cooked? I didn't see that. Did you see that? Nope. Did not see any of that. Also, the pro ice. When did she ever say she was pro ice? You people are so spineless and so jaded. You want to hate on someone for serving their country in the military. What else do you say? They just hate her because she serves in the military. And anything she says, even if she wants to be apolitical and not have a stance on things, you make...
It's like interesting, okay? It's like very interesting. These people, okay? These people, okay? They believe that because you're active in the military, you must be a bad person. These people would definitely, most certainly, have the same stance that Frogan has on veterans. You know, the I hope you get PTSD one, right? 100% definitely, most certainly.
a caricature out of her. And you assume what she must think.
Did, Rest Model just freeze? I think it did. I think the ref just froze. Hold up. Wait a minute. Funny.
Even if she doesn't say it herself. Absolutely crazy stuff. But let's look at some more some more posts in the VTuber drama subreddit. Rat streamer calls out performative patriot. Wow. Let's see some of the comments on this thread. I'm glad these dumb...
Or is this on my end? This can't be on my end, is it? Right? Are the comments saying anything? Just out of curiosity? Yeah. The frozen ref! Yeah, his model froze. It's confirmed. Help.
Ass VTubers come out as a grifter so I can avoid them. F ICE, F Israel, Rev can suck my D. Now,
Ref derangement syndrome. Ref was part of this, and he just spawned in. Yes. Interesting. It's funny. It's just funny.
no thanks, first of all. Second of all, I love the fact that no matter what happens in the VTubing scene, I'm always...
They immediately think of him. Is that, like, you find yourself somebody, find yourself a partner that whatever happens, they think of you. Like they do. I swear to God. It's crazy. Like, that's just derangement syndrome on a different level. Rent free. At this point, they should pay you for thinking about you so much.
The first thing on these people's mind, right? Like, this has nothing to do with me whatsoever. This was even before I made my
Mic issues.
video talking about the situation. So this person was already thinking about me, and they put me on the same level as ICE and Israel. Like, in their minds, in the tiers of importance, it's ICE, Israel, Rev. That's crazy work, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely crazy. But here's some of the comments saying, yup, the current political climate is showing everyone's true colors. Makes it nice and easy to avoid bigot grifters. Who is grifting? And explain why. Now,
they cannot explain that because they genuinely cannot fathom that there's people out there that disagree with them, and they will call them grifters. They genuinely cannot believe this, which is interesting. Like, prove that I've been called a grifter. Like, prove that I am a grifter. Prove that I'm not believing the things I say. Which, by the way, I do. I do believe them. Isn't that crazy? It's just interesting. It's just these beings. They walk among us. They're very interesting.
guys, I've been called a grifter every single day, okay? Every single day. Anyone who has a different opinion is being called a grifter. Reminder, grifter means someone who says an opinion they don't actually believe simply for monetary gain. Can you please show me where I don't believe what I'm saying?
I guess so much of a grifter, he stands by what he says and, you know, loses Advanced GG as a sponsor. Well, wouldn't apologizing and pulling back be the better decision instead of, you know, instead of standing against, like, standing for what he believes in, right? Because, like, that's probably a good chunk of money that came from Advanced.
Or Tomoe for saying something they don't actually believe for financial gain. They cannot. Of course they can't. It's impossible because there's no proof. Because these people simply cannot accept that people have different opinions than their own. But here's this reply right here saying, someone being apolitical is kind of the opposite of what a grifter would do, though. If you're there for the grift, you'd constantly double down on everything instead of avoiding talking about politics. Oh my goodness. We found a sentient life form on Reddit.
We found somebody with a brain. Crazy. Well, then again, he's questioning it. So, I guess. Here's the thing, though. With enough pressure, this person probably folds really quickly.
No, we found brain cells on Reddit. Oh my goodness. Down dude this person immediately. They're a free thinker. Absolutely crazy. Yeah. If someone was grifting, they would not be apolitical. It literally makes no sense whatsoever. Also, again, why am I involved? Why? I know people are fuming and crying about the Advanced situation and they're celebrating the mistreatment I received. Well, guess what? That's not a reason to drag me into stuff that I had nothing to do with whatsoever. But, of course, as always, if you want to support me, the Patreon for me is blowing up, okay? People have been coming in with crazy levels of support, and also the super thanks.
Not bad. 607 members. 6-7.
On YouTube. Crazy every single day. Ever since the advanced stuff, you can watch my video from 2 days ago to get some more context on what's going on here. But yeah, it's been crazy. Also, my first React video is going to be live within this week. Enjoy that bonus content. Please consider joining my Patreon if you want to check that out. But yeah, things are crazy. And of course, it continues on with Reddit. People are saying in a different subreddit, or different thread on the same subreddit, I have no clue if Tomoe is right-wing or not. I think that, yeah, her gimmick being US military anime girl does somewhat act as an advertisement for the military in a way that isn't apolitical. That said, it's completely understandable that she doesn't comment on ICE or the like, considering she's an active duty service member, and commenting on stuff like that publicly can get you in some severe consequences when you're active duty. Oh my god, another sentient human being who can understand some nuance? Congrats to this person, amazing stuff. But yeah, people are not too happy about that when they say, yeah, it'd be a good thing to boost VTubers who have made anti-ICE comments. Why? Like why? Why though? Why would that be a good thing? Whether you're pro or against, what's the difference? We're talking about like VTubers. Can't you just enjoy the whimsy of a VTuber who's apolitical and just trying to entertain you?
Can you just, enjoy entertainment? Maybe for once? Like, you gotta be so miserable. Imagine they're acting with politics the entire time. The entire time. Like, every single day. Even I don't do that. Sure, it gets brought up on stream, maybe once here and there, maybe like once a day. But like, it's not the entire time. I can guarantee you, most of these people just engage with politics the entire time. And that's why they're so miserable, because they treat it like a religion. And I'm gonna straight up say it. It is a religion at this point. It is. It is. 100%.
Is that so hard to understand? Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a crazy time where a VTuber just wanting to be apolitical and entertain people without some ulterior motive or an agenda is so crazy to think about. I don't know, guys. But anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's.
I've shared my thoughts, so here's what I believe. This whole thing is a nothing burger. Like, it's so much a nothing burger that I'm like, why are we even here talking about this bullshit? Because it is absolute bullshit, 100%. It's like, a single dude was fuming. A single dude. A single, tiny, pathetic little man was seething about Tomoe. And that's about it. Like, that's legit it. We don't have much to go by here, right? It's just silly. It's just absolutely silly. And honestly, I don't even agree with the previous person. She does not have to take a stance at all, whether you like it or not. Why would she? Why should she? What does she need to? Again, I don't even know why he asked, would I like her to take a stance? Yes. No. We don't need... I just random got a sub! Thank you! That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. Appreciate it, though. See, you just gotta talk about fun stuff, and then you get a random sub. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And you should sub, too. Anyways, take care, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.